Welcome. Welcome to the next video in the series Love Yourself, Love Your Life. A course to help you to develop confidence, to stop the negative self-talk or negative voices in your head, and to empower you to live with more choice, with more joy and ease, and more satisfaction, and less stress and more peace. So let's jump straight in. Today's lesson is all about making great choices. And it's inspired by a psychiatrist called Viktor Frankl. Have you heard of him? He was actually imprisoned towards the end of World War II, and he spent 3 years in Nazi concentration camps. But he actually survived and came out of the camps. His wife, his mother, his brother were all killed in concentration camps, and yet somehow he was able to maintain a sense of meaning in life. He wrote a book about that. He wrote lots of books. But one thing he said was, whatever someone does to you, you might not be able to choose what happens. Dreadful things might happen, but you can always choose what your response is. So there's always a challenge to choose what you do. And I'll show you a little diagram, and I'd like to illustrate how that looks. So the way I like to think about this is a little expression, and it starts with get out of bed. And I learned this from my neuro coaching training. Get out of bed. What does bed mean? Bed stands for blame, excuses, denial. Now I have to admit, when I was growing up, there was quite a bit of blame in my family. And so what happened was that I became really great at making excuses. I could make an excuse about almost anything to try and get myself out of trouble. It wasn't my fault. Something happened. I wonder if you find yourself making excuses. I wonder if you blame situations, your upbringing, other people for what's happening to your life right now. Or maybe you're in denial. You're denying that there's even a problem, or you're denying that you've done anything wrong, or you're denying that it's your fault. So get out of bed. I'm challenging you for the next week. Try and catch yourself anytime you blame anyone, anytime you make an excuse, anytime you deny something that could be true. And try and banish blame, excuses, and denial from your language and from your thoughts. Good luck with that. It's not easy, but it's worth trying. And the next thing is jump in the car. And the car stands for choice, accountability, and responsibility. Big, scary words. So let's have a look at that. Well, choice means whatever happens, like I said with Viktor Frankl said, whatever happens, you can always choose your response. It doesn't mean that bad things won't happen. It doesn't mean bad things are your fault or your choice. It just means when things do happen, whatever happens, you choose how you respond to a person, to a situation, whatever that is. Accountability. It's always important to say, whatever the situation is, what am I accountable for? And responsibility. What am I responsible for? In the previous video, we talked about how we actually make meaning. If I walk past you in the street, you might make that mean that I'm upset with you, or you might make that mean that I must be upset. I must be very busy and distracted. So accountability and responsibility, part of the choice is to choose how we interpret things that are happening around us. How do you choose to interpret the situation you're in? You might be struggling to build a business. How do you choose what you do next? Do you choose to make a sales call, or do you choose to pretty up your website? And which one's actually going to make the business grow? Or if you're struggling to lose weight, do you choose to walk around the block, when you're feeling like your energy is flagging, or do you choose to reach for the chocolate bar? We get to choose all sorts of things all the time. So the phrase for today, get out of bed and jump in the car. Whenever you catch yourself blaming, making excuses, denying that there's even a problem, think about it. What are you choosing? What actually are you accountable for? What meaning can you make that's different? What action can you take that's different? And what are you responsible for? And you're always responsible for your response. So, the homework for today is to watch your thoughts, your words, and try and catch yourself saying something that sounds like you're blaming someone else, you're making an excuse, or you're denying that something's even a problem. And when you catch yourself, remind yourself to jump in the car. You can choose your response. You can choose to be accountable. You can choose to take responsibility and say, I can choose whatever I want. And the result of doing this is that you will actually help yourself to lighten the load of things that you've been carrying from the past. You can actually get unstuck from patterns of blame, or in my case, making excuses all the time, that keep you stuck in unhelpful patterns. And what that does is it actually opens you up to being open to possibilities, open to doing new things, new creative ideas, having more confidence, and in the end of the day, having more freedom to choose wonderful things that you're hoping for in your life, but maybe you've never even let yourself dream of them because they just seem too hard. So all the best with the homework, and keep trying to do it for the whole week. Maybe put a little reminder somewhere, get out of the bed and jump in the car. Put it somewhere that you'll see it, to keep reminding yourself. And all the best. Let me know how you go with this one. If you're enjoying it, that's fantastic. If you come up with any hiccups, message me and let me know, and we can have a chat about that during the week. All the best, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.